along. God keep them blessing, put them not the Lord, God keep them love. Singing on the Lord, God keep them glory. Pass it on the Lord, God keep them love. Growing, growing on a river. Growing, growing, growing on a river. Mary got a job in the city. She was working under fire every day and night. So she worked so hard just to make things right. So the big wheels keep on turning. Mary born fire keeps on burning. Growing, growing, growing on a river. Growing, growing, growing on a river. When you come down to the river, you don't have to worry if you get no money. The people on the river, they are willing to give. Got the big wheels keep on turning. Mary born fire keeps on burning. Growing, growing, growing on a river. Growing, growing, growing on a river. Old man river, just keep
Yes, greetings. Things in Time Cultural Expression Day with you. We are trying something, and the something is this. And one of the evenings in the week, we want to do one of these hours. So we want to call this program Our Life Reflections. And it's to look at the social political strategies that are taking place, national government and local authorities, and education, discrimination, institutionalized racism, and police intensified stop and search, youth street crime. You see, that's a lot. So we go again. Social political strategies, looking at education, police, discrimination, institutionalized racism, and intensified stop and search. Also, youth street crime. It's a lot, but they're all interchangeable. And there's no way that all headings would be scrutinized or examined with its entirety. So that's why it would be a program called Our Life Reflections. So we will try this, and we will look for involvement, outside external involvement. But one thing we want to start with again, you see, is that tolerance is something that the African, Caribbean, and black people, I have to put it like that because some people don't want to say them African, and some people think say that they're just British black, and some people think say them black, just black, and nothing else. So we have to put it the way that everybody, most people, them characterize or position themselves. Tolerance. We are very tolerant. We are very tolerant people. And we can be very intolerant too, as well. This is the nature of things. This is people. But myself personally, and the radio station, I don't find myself to be intolerant towards the radio station. No. I'm tolerant. I've been very tolerant, very disciplined, very loyal, very supportive, and that not change. You see? Because I've always had a willingness to look for degrees where the station could move towards. And that's towards the engagement of people. You know what I mean? Of people. It's not about personalities, and it's not about numbers, even though numbers are important, but it's not, that was not me, and still isn't. It's about the engagement of people. You see, people, I select a tune called People Make the World Go Round, and that's why I did it, because when people are involved and engaged in doing things, people attract people like a magnet. That's what we are. That's how the Almighty fashioned and created us. We create prejudice, we create discrimination, we create racism and segregation and all of that. And we come amongst people that know these things, that do these things. It's not something that we as black people, and this is not generalization, knew anything about. But some of us come and embrace all of that. So them finish up with a whole heap of allergies, you know? And then them wise enough to tell people about intolerance. You see? I think a person that is deemed to be an intolerant person is a person that will not back down from their views and opinion and their morals, ethics, and principles, not arrogancy. You see? I mean, like them type of people. The tolerant one and the intolerant one. Because if the intolerant one can explain themselves, there's no problem. But you have a person that's a pessimist and is totally intolerant with his pessimism. But they don't see intolerance in his behavior as his attitude at all. Him just is a pessimist. And I say on this station, the other station, that I will entertain the pessimist because the pessimist view is important. But we cannot give any form of time with the pessimist because it will waste, he or she or them will waste a whole heap of people time. But to hear them and accommodate them is valid because that which we are not looking at, the pessimist is looking at. You see? I've learned that from teacher training courses. That's where I've learned that from. So I always talk about valuing other views and opinions. See? So it's the ability and the willingness to exercise and to extend oneself to opinions or even behaviors, likes and disagreements. But there's only so far one can allow certain things to happen to them. You see? So intolerance, I'm not, but I can be, you know? And I'm a type of person that seems to strategically strategize some of my movements. You understand? Because I'm myself, I have to satisfy first. And I won't venture unless I'm comfortable and I'm satisfied. Then I give all that I have and I will research whatever is needed to accomplish and to accommodate wholeheartedly. And me this. So enough of that. So don't bother write me down as some piece of shit, because I am not. You see? I'm not. So people, yes, enough of that, Mr. Best. I don't clear that one up. We have seen and witnessed the transitioning again, not through general election, you know. Another prime minister handpicked by the membership of one of the parties them, and how them remove one of them own and then choose another. Africa, I hope see when I watching, because nobody here got killed. There's no fighting, It's verbal fighting, if you want to use the word fighting. Verbals, you understand? Them throw enough slander at one another, but they never throw enough punches. And they never get physical. And they never broke up and go make allegiance and find some weapons and no. So them teach to do that. And you're not looking across and see how them do what them do. You see? That's why we are valuable. Seriously, that's why we are valuable. Not all of us, but many of us, we are valuable to the development of politics, governance on the continent. Seriously. Yeah, so this is what's happening, has been happening. New strategies have come and will be seen. And a lot of discrimination will be played out in days, weeks, and months to come. And we as a people, black people, should be concerned. We should be concerned because the two biggest employment positioning has gone again to the Asians. I mean, I see it like that, Yeah. Willingly saying it like that. And when they carry out the instructions, it's us, but our children who will feel and taste the blunt of that. We have to recognize these things in the early, because prevention is better than the cure. And with police intensified stop and search, there will be no prevention. Well, there can be, but there will be no cure. So the prevention is that we have to instruct our children, them, to be courteous, have common courtesy, and not to violate the law. We have to do that. We have to constantly remind them, because if the behavior, the actions that we see, we've been seeing already here, in light of that which we see readily, or have been seen readily in the US, we're in serious trouble. Serious trouble. And we have to pay close attention to what legislation, what law they're going to be introducing, and what type of forces they are going to be introducing within our communities, our areas, because more police has been asked for, but you can believe or understand or visualize that not that there is money, that there are armory for those, their equipment readily available for these officers. And these officers are not being sought after. They are already available. They're already available and trained, just waiting to go, to be stationed in different localities across the United Kingdom, and most particularly London. So if we're not vigilant, that means I think we have been, those of you who are not vigilant think you have been integrated. into what? The only integration we have here is the symmetry and police custody. Let's not fool ourselves. We need to stop doing that, fooling ourselves. And Hackney and Stuart Newington, what is Diane Abbott doing for your constituency? Having a smile. You see? And all the ministers, the pastors and those are having praise. That's natural. That's natural. But not one of them asked her to represent her constituency as her constituency has been representing her to keep her in that position. Nonsense. See? Just not waking up. Keep sleeping long. Black self-love. This woman never came to none of 9 Akbar lectures in a Hackney by Hackney Black People Organization. Never yet come. Black self-love. You understand? And the tackling of discrimination and racism within the institution. She never. It was too hot. She felt if she was deemed to be present in these things, it would affect her position. And the woman is a liar. So I don't understand that stupidity. Seriously. Next thing she'll tell us, she doesn't feel comfortable eating plantain and dashing and ackee and saltfish because she's, the type of people that, this is not fitting for someone of my stature. Yeah, that's the same person I'm speaking of, Diane Abbott. We try invite her to youth poetry evening. And the woman run away. I don't know if them time they late 80s coming up to 90s, there was no terrorism. And my line manager tell me, say, one excuse from me, must hand over the information to Miss Abbott. Miss Abbott run from me. So if me chase her down now, the police, their friends apart with the things so that me harass the woman, me try drop sticks man upon the woman or something. And I got in a whole heap of botheration for that. I'm going to go to her surgery and she said, "You again?" You understand? Yeah, she can't take me to court. Because it's true. The whole truth and nothing else but the truth to help me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God Almighty. May I tell you? I can't remember what type of clothes she did I wear. But me know she never wear no pants. This is the thing. I mean trousers. Yeah. Yeah, so we need to look at these things. And we also need to strategize when it comes to this education again. We need to pay attention. Those of us who were not following that which was taking place in Birmingham and still are taking place in Birmingham, despite the fact that the institutions are on, the children, the students, are on summer leave. But Birmingham has been used as a test case towards the manipulation of educational standards and tuition involvement within the school. You see, I'm choosing words carefully. And we need to follow that carefully. We do. Because it's a test case. And undoubtedly, it is here in London. It's just that no one has opened up their mouths about it, concerning it. No one has. You see? So, if we care about our children, if we're really concerned about their well-being, and how they are taught or to be taught in schools and how they're to be exposed to certain levels of human development, then we should pay attention and we should develop our own system based on what is actually being used in Birmingham to table our objections, our concerns here in London. The Ashkenazis, the Zionists, they're exempt from these things. Remember, in education, you cannot find them. They have their own institution, spaces of learning, but you have some of them who still attend certain schools in certain areas. So you can't find them. And these issues doesn't concern or bothers them at all. And even colleges, when certain classes are finished, they will come in and be taught that lesson. They will not sit in the same class, attending the same syllabus, with whatever the subject matter is, with others. It's either when lunch breaks are called, they're being tutored, or end of the day, they will be in attendance. Those of you who are blind, you will not witness this. Those of you whose eyes are open, paying attention to racism and discrimination or segregations, you will see this all across London. The institutions that there are more than 80%, then there's no point looking. It's in your face. But the institutions that are not, and there are subjects that they want to, or they care to attend to, and that means their local school, or their families, or the students themselves, this is how they attend. No one says anything about it because it's just a system that works. No one calls it isolation. No one calls it racism. But it is isolation. And there are prejudice. And the same teacher that probably teaching me will have an extra hour to tutor a separate race, or religious, whatever the reasons for their wanting to be exclusively excluded from the national class. But them still want the same subject, but them exclude themselves from the national class. And this is in Britain, this is in London, this happens throughout the country. See? So that's preferential treatment. And transport is offered, or they come with their own community transport. I admire that. That's admirable. I've always admired that. You know? People who care about themselves and love themselves, love them children, love their women, take them shopping, take them here, wait for them. And happening, Mr. Burati, then people have a particular bus stop They don't have national bus stop, Them just have particular spots that them just collect the children, collect the people them. I admire that. And in the 80s and 90s, in like 89, 88, 89, up to 95, 96, 97, may I run that something there happening. I personally was running that system, minibus system there happening, picking up young people them and dropping them off. And then Saturdays just picking up young people them and bring them to supplementary school, supplementary class. Yeah. Guaranteed attendance and safe passage. And lazy backside families that you have to go there and bang down the door every Saturday morning to write it. Bang down the door. Yeah? You want to get the children them to the place for 8:30 and you have to bang down the door of the houses them. Yeah. That was nice time though. We enjoyed it. But we never punctual, man. The families them know from Friday, but never punctual. They have to bang down the door. Sit outside all half hour and wait for children to get dressed and brush them teeth and all kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. So we need to look at these things because these are failures on our behalf, on our part. The stop and search, the common courtesy and not to fling themselves about the place and speak a certain way to the officers them because them hear them mother and father speak a certain way or them trying to impress them friend and then them finish up in the station cell. Before that happened, they get rough up and spread on the floor and humiliated. We have to change that. But no, Babylon knows something about the weather and turn up the heat, turn it down, turn it up, something dangerous is taking place. But nevertheless, I know you all say, we're getting ready for the carnival. Come off this thing, man. But the carnival not saving lives. The carnival is not going to regulate any abuses, any form of discrimination and racism in the months and the weeks to come. Because we not do that. What the carnival is going to do is humiliate us again. And what we're going to do is disrespect ourselves again. Yeah. And there'll be something to speak about at the end, before and at the end. Because the mayor is going to be made to look very bad. This one is a loss, I tell you. And if the heat, if them play around with the weather, as already started, oh gosh, man. I remember, I'm going to remind you all something. This man here, when he was mayor, if I am right, him did spend the money in position himself to have some water tanks. I think the water tanks them somewhere, you know. They said that they didn't purchase them, but they had some demonstration of these water tanks. And I don't think say that the water tanks is coming from some other country, because Britain built some very good fire equipment, national fire equipment for the army, for society, natural civilians, and for the airports. Yeah, they are top dog when it comes to the health and safety in these fire professional machines that use water and foam. Now, in 1969, 68, 69, perhaps even up to 1970, 71, 72, 73, them use water cannons to stop many demonstrations and batons. Some people can't remember the poll tax problem and varying other political struggles that people like Jeremy Corbyn and King Livingstone and them man there, and Michael Foot, them come from. That's a long time ago. But nevertheless, this was Britain, England. There was type of behavior that was taking place. All the Clinton guy them that smoke cannabis, but them say they never inhale. Them people there. Flower power. Yeah, watch that and let it all hang out. Those people. And we had the good reggae music, and them had the heavy metal, and they were trying to be funky. At the same time, them look across and see black people, African people, Caribbean people, and behave different and dress different. And now all of a sudden, you have a thing called hippie. Yeah. And they make drugs fashionable. Yeah, man. Them people make drugs fashionable. Next thing you know, them same people become politicians and they make the same drug not fashionable anymore after them mash up themselves. Yeah. These are things that teacher them, black teachers them supposed to teach our children, you know. But some of them can't remember. Oh, the word that I was looking for is not dyslexia. It's to do with memory loss, you know. One of my best brethren, dementia, him suffer from it. And the world have lost a champion because the two of us would have developed, we would have developed enough things for electronics, enough things for the studios, them, enough things for reggae music. Yeah, we were that skillful. But the two of us, you know, no one without the other. And that's, me miss him. Yeah. But yes, this is how the Caucasian them was. So, those of you who hear them say, war upon drugs, it started from back then. At them legislate it, at them experiment with it, at them seeing people become prime ministers and president and home officer and this and that, you know. They all had their experiences, you see? Yeah. And that's how them do things. They were doing things. Enough people overdose, underdose, and got medical treatment who didn't die. And then concoction comes up and different names were given because they mix it with alcohol. Some of them fall into coma and everything. Yeah. And they couldn't find nothing to say about ganja. Them say marijuana is nah. They never say nothing about it really, to be honest with you. It's just that the Rasta say love it, you know, but these other things that called drugs were running. Yeah. That was their thing, man. And then some of them step aside and start run business, racketeering, the same drug thing. And then artists them, among them, went into a strain, innit? Went into a thing called LSD. So them can stand up all day, all night, you know? And this thing, them have longevity, more, you know, stamina and all this thing. And that one, they become popular too, among them. Yeah, LSD. Them also overdose, underdose, everything themselves. And those who had physicians in them corner, nothing ever happened to them. Them survive up to now. You see? They know how to administer and how much to administer at any one given time and what not to take with it and what to take with it that made them fly to Mars. Yeah, those people. You see? Enough things like that happen. You see? But them never ban alcohol. They never ban the gin and the whiskey. No. Them just keep lower the price. Every budget, alcohol come down. Even cigarettes come down. You see? And it has the stamp of authority, health authority, you know, on the cigarette and on the alcohol. And still people go and still buy them. The cigarette tell you say you can catch a form of ailment that kill you and show you how your lungs will destroy, and people still go buy them. Plentiful. And when the chancellor come, him just drop the price down. You see? And them have a smiling year. And when election come, you know say, you're going to slap some, you're going to reduce the alcohol taxes and get more votes, you see? Yeah, the matter we have tickling the emotions of the people. Them time they will get our heads bust said we, but not so much by police, you know, by civilians. Those days, those times. It wasn't by police so much. It was by civilians. Yeah. England, this, you know, London. You see, this type of thing. And the type of behavior went all the way to Leeds, Bradford, and Birmingham, Handsworth, and then Nottingham. Oh, gosh, man. You see? Yeah. And then them realized that we were communicating, we were in connection with each other. See, a good study of those things is what is required. And this is what many of the elders that work as statutory employees have failed us, failed our young, failed our young generation, and not preparing them, not advising them, not tutoring them, not counseling them about this country and the tendencies of the people. You see? So what happens to us, what has been happening, what has happened, and what continues to happen is our fault. It's not that we make the people them do what them do to us. It's just that we're in a position ourselves to prohibit those things from happening, and we have not informed our children and our grandchildren. You see, because we didn't inform our children, we would have been having a nice time with our grandchildren, because they would have been able to prevent, they would have been preventing from going in that area and walking on that side of the road and so forth. But some idiot out there saying, no, 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 chew the black. Listen here, I am a God-fearing, you see? And once you don't do nothing, you don't, a dog can't come interfere with you, know. Some dogs just come sniff round. But since you're upright and you're not a she dog, then it will just leave you and go on about it business. You see? These are the nature of life. This is natural. Anything else is that you try represent yourself in a situation or a way that you don't have to really. But if you don't understand those principles, then you will find yourself trying to represent something, and then the law will take its course illegally against us. That's social education, streetwise. You see? Yeah. Social education, streetwise. So, these are the things that happen. Then we had Peter Tosh and them, and they come out and tell us, legalize the marijuana, legalize the ganja, you see? Now look what has happened. 50 plus years and more, the people them look at the thing and how they can enrich themselves at the same time, and how them can modify the thing at the same time. All kind of thing they have done, right, to benefit themselves and to also mentally disenfranchise, I can't find the right word at this time, the users of it, because they have removed, they've been playing around, genetically playing around with the herb. You see? So when them test the thing called skunk, a lot of we people so gullible, them jumping at it. And because it was cheap too, them jumping at it, gullible. And that also changed the psyche of a lot of people. And that was modified. And then them know through this experiment what that will do, what that can do. You see? And we have been, a lot of our people have been the guinea pigs. But you're not thinking. There's no rationale in that. You see? And it has happened. It has happened. It is happening. It's out there, and so on. You know? And those of you who have been able to go to Holland, you know, and go to the red light district and them places there, not just to look upon Punani, but know, say, the real Thai stick and the real sensimina somehow reach there. And you say, wait a minute. You see? In relation to skunk that is here in London, in England, them had the real maca over there, sir, and the artificial rubbish over here. And that area was quarantined for those people them who want to indulge. This is Holland. These are the Boers. These are the people them who capture South Africa. If you see them city, if you see how them use, what them take out of South Africa, how them use it for themselves, you could all fry an egg on the pavement. Place clean. You can see yourself enough of the river or the flowing water, the little streams them have and the ponds. Place clean. At least them take the money and utilize it enough for them country. I know them brutalize us. I'm not saying that I'm in favor of what the hell they did. I'm just telling you something. You know what I mean? Because some of us may not have privilege. We're not privileged to go there. I went there to basketball and I went there to school excursions and everything. And I was fascinated when I see the place clean. Big, wide roads, man. Separate bicycle lane, bicycle road, no lane, bicycle road. A road, man. You can have a 30 bicycle in side by side. Cause the road wide. You can't broke traffic light. You're not allowed to ride on the pavement. There's no need. And if you do, you get fined. Because you're breaking the law. But them have road just for bicycle. No car can go in there, no bus can go in there. You understand? Serious thing. Traffic light for bicycle. Yeah. Holland. You see? Black man, black woman, foreign man from British Guyana and all these different places, you know. They are sweep the place. But they have machine. They have some serious machines. The first time you see Hoover on wheels. Yeah. I clean up the road and clean up the drain system. Oh gosh, man. You see? Yeah. When I went to Saudi Arabia, then me see all them things there again. And I was like, right it. Them people have money too. You see? And a whole heap of people have to pick up things behind other people. But in Holland, me never see nobody do that. Me see the machine, them sucking up everything, hoovering up, cleaning drains and everything. Place clean, man. And I for we money. Africa. You see? Yeah, so that's what they've done with that. And now you can go to Jamaica now and you see that people are being misused. And you're going to soon understand that. You see? Yeah. Misuse. Then bringing someone from Trinidad that is an American Trinidadian and is a doctor, a physician, and this and that, and to talk to the people, them and everything. And they bring two people them with bushy hair and everything, you know, that have the cheek to tell you them know about ganja, but them never smoke a ganja yet. And they don't even know about making ganja tea, so I don't understand how that person's a minister of a thing, but them I work for America. And, you know, you will see, you will hear the value. You would hear that the good marijuana has disappeared, you see, and the artificial, the modification one is big in Jamaica, and then you say, all right, we lose again. Watch and see. I'm telling you, because people are not careful. Them lust for money and friendship. Yes, so our children and the new Prime Minister, don't let the detraction for Brexit take your eye off institutional racism and discrimination. I'm telling you. And the strategy within education. It is there. Watch how he shuffle the pack in relation, and I'm not calling a phrase packies, I'm saying watch how him shuffle the cabinet. Brought back some people them that we don't know already and know their positioning. And I can see a lot of racial discrimination between us and the Asian community brewing. I can see that happening. And that's something I want to happen, but I can see it happening. You see? Because there will be no sentiment, no humanitarian feeling for the executioning of certain laws in relation to street youth and street crime. You see? And it's us who are outside. We don't have no real estate. We don't have no structure. The Asian, Sikh, and Hindu and Muslim communities, you see the word me use? Them have a wide infrastructure, wherever they reside, in whatever constituency they are within, and they have homes, they have great wealth, so they have businesses that we need. You see, them provide our food. So if we go rock the boat, naturally, them going to create a problem for us if we rock the boat. And we rock the boat because of how we are going to be dealt with and the laws and how it's going to be instituted and felt that it's going to be necessary to do. The people them that is going to help make those decisions are going to be Asian people. In the new parliament, in the new government structure. Same thing that happened in America with Hussein Obama. We have to not tighten with belt. We have to understand, recognize, and don't let people them use we as fodder. If we care about ourselves, that is. You know, because for someone to be in attendance to a funeral and then somebody turn up like it's a mafia hit and me lose my son when I'm burying one of them, I've lost one already and I'm just commencing them to ashes, to dust, and I lose another one right there, not a day after, right there. I might as well surrender myself to the cemetery. Now, if that's a movie, someone needs to tell us. And then the Bashman funeral, if that's a movie, someone needs to tell us. Because these are not good comedy. There's nothing jokeable about them thing there. But there are people who seem to appreciate that type of attitude and behavior. And when you talk about it, it's like you take something away from them. And tomorrow, everything is normal again. So there's no real value for life at all. So you see, when you talk to someone like me or some other people that have great ability, you know what I mean? You have to understand tolerance and intolerance. You see? And there's so much any human being can cope with. And the ones them who become arrogant, this is nothing to do with tolerance. You lose the tolerance, because tolerance and intolerance is the same family. But you see, arrogance is when you throw tolerance to the side and also you dash intolerance to the side. Because intolerance, you strive, to survive within a particular environment. A particular environment among people are in work. It's always to do with people, but it's an environment, and you're striving to survive. And something you become intolerant because you find yourself unable to penetrate. You know what I mean? So the better thing to do is survive by yourself. Because you were surviving by yourself, but you have to just, understand. And these are the tests that Abel had, but Cain didn't. You see? And that's the failure of man, because Cain and Abel was tolerance and intolerance, behavior, attitudes, and Cain couldn't handle it. So you must understand that Cain is here with us. We have that part of our structure, or part of our mentality, a part of our ego, a part of our psyche is not well balanced, because Cain killed Abel, who was rational. You see? So we have Cain. We are the children of Cain. Some of us are the offspring of Cain, and we still have that thing. So if you're a Bible person, you should find it. And if you're not a Bible person, you're a Quran person, you should look for it. You understand? But we know so that the prophet tell us to control our nafs. You see? Yeah. Control it. And even he had to work on his nafs. Every one of us. Because what people don't want to tell you is that Cain existed. And Cain still exists. His ancestry is here. It's Abel that don't have the ancestry, because Abel lost his life. And Abel was rational. Right? So it's all about a development of the human being, our emotions, our ethical principles. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I think a lot of people cannot tolerate, or wish not to tolerate, Al-Islam, because it just tells you so much things, not certain things, so much. And it requires you to, you understand? That's what I say, when me just cuss the man them, or cuss, or use them words there, me can make toba. But the flame towards the treatment, yeah, warranted that type of rockstone respond, because I'm human. I may not do it deliberate. It just happened because this is the rule of street. This is a rule of certain engagements. And that's why Al-Islam tell you straight away, prohibit ourselves from those kind of involvements. You see? So these things don't happen to you. You understand? And these things does. So what about our children? If our children not tutored properly, early, and then some skunk like me came and seduced them to make money, and then groom them, which me I got to talk about little more, into what is taking place. You see? And these are European people that is grooming our children. These are people that are grooming the young Muslim boys, them, and so on, seducing them to earn and to have luxuries. And I'm saying, what is it that is influencing us, influencing them, and also influencing us? And it's mammon again, it's money. It's money. It is money. Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. We have some imams, that they have every degree in relation to the Quran and the memorization and everything. But you see the rationale of dealing with society, dealing with the environment, dealing with sociology and psychology, dealing with street life and young people evolution of growth, they're not in tune. So that's why we want our pastors, them, the people that say they're pastors, to become shepherds, because them know all of those things. But them refuse. So they want to be exclusive. And they have flocks that them not take care of. They're not taking care of. But our imams know, many of them, it's not even about their culture. is that them divorce themselves. Many have divorced themselves from Babylon system, and they don't say that, but I'm using that term that we can relate to, and they have to change. They have to change. But who is they? The they that I'm saying needs to change is the Africans and the African Caribbean imams. And it's the Africans and the African Caribbean that have influences in our society. You see, them have to change. Because they're sitting there, walking about, and they don't intervene. You see? Because there's some religious people that feel so because they're this and that nothing going to touch them. I don't know how they come to that conclusion. That everything is yeah, because they belong to this and that, they're impregnable. So they all of a sudden they're not humans, they're not living like others, and you know what I mean, when the sun is out there blazing, it not heat them up. When the rain is falling, it not wet them up. I don't understand how them come to these thoughts. They don't say it, but they behave it. They behave that way. They behave that way. Understand? And that's why many of the children them run. They don't pick up them foot and run, you know, but them isolate themselves. Because you not deal with real things. You are, but you're not dealing with the life that they're living within. You're not realizing them have to go to school. They're in college. There's so much things happening in that environment. You're not realizing that them out there so in a dangerous environment, even in the workplace. Right? So you're not relating. You're not relating. Let alone the ones them that don't have no faith and everything else, and they're just going through things, and some old guy comes and today they might call the word brooming and grooming and everything else, and seducing the children them. And then someone will shout out, especially Christians, shout out, it's the devil. Which devil? It's a human. I'm tired of this devil. Because if you know it's this devil, how you not help yourself and get some others to assist you to set a trap to capture this devil and put it on trial to rat it, so we can get rid of that particular evil. If that evil is seducing them into sexuality, and if that evil is seducing them into drugs and narcotics, and if the other one is to seduce them into pornography, grab him and sentence that devil. So once we get one of them, we know the method of how to capture. So we start lay the traps them for all the other devils them. And eventually we will despair all of them. But nobody not come up with it. Because you not deal with it, the problem, the situations at hand. You're not. It's so distressing, man. You know? You're not dealing with situations at hand. And this country that we live in, you don't know them people. Them people are scientific. When you think say them go and sleep, them throw a yarn and we go and we work with it. They wanted to undress with women. Them call them post box, this, that. They want the hijab off. They want to see them. And look at the decadence of them. Them get camera and put on any people's skirts and all kind of thing. Big man, you know. Reverend, started, liar, judge, teacher, everybody. Nasty people. And many of them been getting away with it for years. So all of a sudden now somebody come with a goody two shoes. And goody two shoes is a perverted. Him is a pervert. She's a pervert. Major persons in other thing. Them can't help themselves. So something like Alice Lamnon, them say, no, we don't want that around here. We don't ask you to have it. Just leave us alone. See? So now the sisters, them think so the sisters, them never had a voice. So the sister, them show them, say, watch out, we're following what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. So we wear our hijab. And we now wear tight clothes. And now them gone into the school and abusing us. I try to tell them about rights and freedom. And you can divorce your parents. You don't have to get up for Fajr. And you don't have to this is England and you're free. You don't have to put on these clothes. You can show your hair. Oh, Aisha, you've got beautiful hair. Oh my God, your hair is beautiful. I've never seen color like that in my life. And all this type of blasted thing. And the girls start laughing and feel. Next day she turns up the way they want her to turn up. And then you have some dirty boy there waiting, and them see her backside now and everything else. And then them all start telling the class, doesn't Aisha look fantastic? And some boy shout out, Miss, you mean to say that she looks sexy, don't you? And Aisha laughs, but then she just realized that the word sex is being used. What do they mean? And then one of her sisters says to her, you know, now you've become an object. That's what has happened. See? And we have to go through all of these experiences in this country. So what happened to the African Caribbean? Yeah? And these pastors. And now the drugs and the money and the lossing of lives and the disrespect of a life and a funeral and the amount of money we have to spend to rent and pay for a grave, and it will be 2 or 3 people. Listen, man. Sad state of affairs. Take a break.
How do you feel when you're walking on the road and there are folks that criticize you each time you pass them by? No matter what they say or do, must remember that the Father's watching it. Yes, in His own way. Yes, in His own way.
Mighty Dennis Emmanuel Brown, young Dennis Emmanuel Brown, most appropriate rhythm. I tell you. What I want to say again now is this. The greatest gift you can give somebody, someone, is your time. Is your time. Because when you give your time, you are giving a portion of your life that you will never get back. What you wholesomely designated your time, your effort to something that you believe in, but you also want to be sincere and just. Some of us say we want to be humble, you see? And that's me. So be careful of this intolerance because it not work. Now, from the Islamic point of view, I want you to listen because we're not small. You understand? And Al-Islam is real. Listen.
Show me a stranger, and I'll show you a friend that you haven't met yet. Plus, any obstacle in the way of anything is usually just one of the prices of success. And people are more than numbers. To crack a smile is really no stress. Divide my time like economics. I love to say hi and buy less. Multiply first impressions by everything you might have guessed. Prejudice takes time, but my time is business, and this just makes big dollars and cents. Why would you hate when love just costs less? In fact, the muscles it takes to make a frown make more work than to just turn it upside down. But you hate it when I'm polite, can't stand when I'm sincere, calling me all these names, wondering why I'm still just standing here. Mainly because your ignorance leaves me to believe that you really just need a hug. And I've been public enemy #1 ever since I learned to kill them with love. I am a psychotic serial lover. Seriously considering only complimenting our mothers because whether you like it or not, I am your brother. A teddy bear terrorist chilling with my well-mannered crew. Yeah, you a racist, but I'ma still hold the door open for you. Cause seriously, dude, ain't no need for the attitude, and I ain't mad at you, I have bad days too. Here's my celly, let's talk, I'm a great listener too. Family driving you crazy? Man, I know how they do. Let me know, I love kids, I could be a babysitter too. Yeah, boy, cause I'm nice like that. I even watch your car if you promise that you'll be right back. So relax and be cool, ain't no point in lying to you. I am a servant and my master sees all that I do. So tell me what you need, dude. $1 here, take 2 at you. May Allah bless you, guide you, and make things easy for you. This respect thing, it's just what I do, and it's past tolerating. It's on the path of understanding and appreciating you. So
seeing, tolerating, that's what is past, and appreciating. You buck up with the right person. I tell you. You see? So life moves on and on and on and on. It don't stop. It doesn't stop, man. You see? I missed the best listener. So we know the music. We never come find it yesterday. You understand? It's years. You see? So there's nothing that could happen with us and the music. Because we don't know them. We not try catch up.
Oh yes, it was happening, but no more. Yeah, it was happening. Tribal war. We know what no more I die. Tribal war. I know that we are defend.
Could never defend that.
Country for sale, apply within. Now Google tell me what I go. I hear them sell off everything. Name your price if the bargain is right. Oh yeah, with the right connections, you can have anything that you like. Oh yeah, alright then, you can have anything if you wanna sell out, sell out. Oh Lord, oh yeah, look how them a sell out, sell out. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, Jamaica, sell off. Oh yeah, here poor Donald Sangster, sell off. Look there, down a off. You may think it's a joke, I see no reason to laugh. They be making promises, but all they're doing is stop. I say, with the right connections, you can have anything if you wanna sell out, sell out. Oh Lord, wanna gonna sell out, sell out. Oh yeah. Turn your backs on your neighbor. And listen, my people. This is the truth.
No.
Now go on like a fool.
Just you stepping in. Give me little reverb, some delay. Marcus, I saw the thing to stay.
Rude boy.
Turn up the voice projector. Check ya. Well. Get our youth stay fit. We don't want them treat and we not get tricked. Politicians them love people, not them lip. I try convince that them authentic. Can't lead as a blind man with walking stick. Inquire how hard is it. Inna the ghetto, then you know say your garbage this. Trust me, you no sick and I no coughing sick.
Then tell me now, how long we have to pardon them? Listen me no parliament, the youths no respect the false pretense. You no give a damn about we how long we have to pardon them? We have to harden them. The youths no respect the false pretense. You no give a damn about we.
I say, now you know why the youths them a feel act so terrible. And in a jailhouse them a feel it too. Guns and bombs, you put them in a gun. Divide and roll was the ultimate plan. Every youth in a the ghetto grew a big water chan. Can't tell him nothing, cause I really have one. I know say mama no try, I know say papa no plan. Good education, second subject can't use one. Tell the boss man the people want food in yam. Can't the boss man when I go wait too long. To the color of we skin you know say him a African. Got them who junkie them in a stone motion.
How long we have to pardon them? Listen me no parliament, the youths no respect the false pretense. You no give a damn about we the false pretense. You no give a damn about me.
You still a lie, you still a thief. You promise change, we no believe. Feed on no want to win it. We no want hear no more promises. No more promises. No more promises.
I put you on time.
No more promises.
I never make them no.
Then tell me now, how long we a go pardon them? Listen me no parliament. The youth no respect the false pretense. You no give a damn about we. How long we a go pardon them? We have be harden them. The youth no respect the false pretense. You no give a damn about we.
Singer man, singer man. I'm a singer man. Thank you, mama, for the 9 months you carry me. Thank you, mama, cause you never told me. Thank you, mama, for the 9 months you carry me. Thank you, mama, cause you never told me. Oh, wait. Special request to my mother and my father. Special request to my mother and my father. My mother, my father. me on ya. Thank you, Papa, for the good things you show me. Thank you, Papa, for the good things you show me. I have to be an entertainer. I have to be an entertainer. From when I was 6, I was singing my song. And now I'm a growing man, I'm doing it right. I want to be like the great star that ever comes that we see. Thank you, Mama, for the 9 months you carry me. Thank you, Papa, for you never show me. Thank you, Mama, for the 9 months you carry me. My mother, my father, oh yeah. I love them. I love them. I love them. I praise them. Special request to my mother and my father. Special request to my mother and my father. Cause they makes me on ya. Cause they makes me on ya. I have to be an entertainer. I have to be an entertainer. Special request to my mother and my father. Special request to my mother and my father. Special request to my mother and my father. Oh yeah, them let me on ya.
Yes.
Moses, 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 the first dreadlocks I ever known. Moses, Moses, yeah, yeah. Moses was a dreadlocks, a naughty, naughty dreadlocks. Moses was a dreadlocks, a naughty, naughty dreadlocks. See, society fought against I, but they can't see. Moses was a dreadlocks, original dreadlocks. Moses was a dreadlocks, original dreadlocks. Then came his followers Peter and Paul, and naughty, naughty, naughty as them all. Moses was a dreadlocks, original dreadlocks. Moses was a dreadlocks, original dreadlocks. Show them Moses, show them, show them. Flash your lights in them face, yeah. I know they're gonna find out the truth someday, yeah, yeah, yeah. Open your mind and see what you'll find. The Bible ain't telling you no lie. Moses was a dreadlocks, original dreadlocks. Moses was a dreadlocks, original dreadlocks. Don't let the woman tell you, don't cut your hair. Just remember, Moses was a dreadlocks.
See, the woman.
Rastafari. Don't even when the sun said blood, 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 blood and fire. Got to tell you about the soul and call the blood on fire as I would play. Don't got to tell you about the soul. Don't fire, fire, fire. The fire, Mr. Finnegan. Still ya? The fire, Mr. Finnegan. Say that you want Mr. Finnegan. Still the bullet. So the fire got to burn down there. The fire, fire, fire. The fire burn down there. Give it up, the border. The fire, fire, say. The fire, Mr. Fire, yo. The fire, fire. The fire. The fire, fire, fire. I know. The fire, Mr. Fire. The water, fire, fire, fire. Fire, if you burn your with the yate. Mr. Fire, look at that. Fire, fire, fire.
put blood on fire. Fire, 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 fire. Why? Fire burn them. And if it burn you with the heart, fire, fire, look at that. Fire, the fire. What the fire, fire, fire. The whole lot of fire down the roads, I will say. Rastafari, to the fires I was fire. It's a fire, it's a fire, it's a fire, it's a fire, it's a fire. Could I never burn no eyes out?
Yes, the fire. Jayot. We are going to finish with him too. You see? Yes. What we are saying now, Mr. Best, patience is the key. Because when the right time comes, it will be very beautiful and totally worth the wait. Now there's those people out there, there are people, not those people out there are people who understand work with patience, especially when they might try to develop a relationship, and some of them must smile know that, and them say, boy, may I tell you. And in Al-Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about sabr, patience, so much, and our soul, so much. You know? There's a lot of emphasis on patience. Not the way we put it, you know, from Rasta, patience and perseverance and all them something, which is factual, you know what I mean? It's important. They all go together, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us that our life, you know, is based on patience. We must have patience, sabr. You see? And it's a key, just like time. So we chose time and place because things and time because of those virtues and those understanding, you know, and the remembrance of my grandparents, and also a program that did I run before called Things and Times, you know, and then several songs that are not none of the ones I play. I must find that one and play it to make people understand it's coming from a long way, a long place. So life teaches us to make good use of time. Wise time teaches us the value of life. Very important. Very important. On Monday, there were some shootings, you know, across the Caribbean islands, particularly in Trinidad. The crime rate is gone over. The Caribbean islands have been experiencing so much crime, and all to do with narcotics. You see, we have to switch the thing talk now, you know, narcotics, drugs, huh? And those people who want to kill off our youth, some form of design programs, and we're losing lots of young people. And the thing about it, when I manufacture a gun, and then with the guns, you must have ammunition, bullets. And police is really worried to think that they sometimes feel them corner some of these people and the amount of ammunition that them have, and they have, as police, have a back off because them run out of ammo. Yeah. So the OK Corral and all these things, these Wild West films, these movies, these dramas, is being played out. But our young people, our young generation is being coerced, manipulated, influenced into big time criminality and life taking. So a person have to sit back and ask himself, if we don't manufacture guns on the islands, but yet still there are guns, knowing you don't need a degree to say, well, them guns are coming in to the islands. And then we don't produce these drugs. We don't grow them either. If there's any drugs that are coming from plants or yeah. So the drugs, them just like the guns, them are finding their way within the Caribbean region. And all these things backed by death and areas that are striving for years and years to come out of the decadence and poverty and the shanty town, the ghettos, the slums, have now gone deep into and the governments, instead of cleaning up these places over all these years, have a lot of talk and them still not doing nothing to clean up the garrisons, to clean up the shanty town, to clean up these provinces. And we are talking about islands. And then we are sit here, walk about here, and Europe and see football teams build stadiums for 100,000 people. Develop places called stadiums for this population of people, number of people at any one given time. And we have island, we have people, civilians. And when I make the island them, the areas them, the constituency clean and this type of thing for the welfare and the benefit of our own people. But we can create a first world middle class section of the islands them for tourism and for European people. Something wrong with the way we behave and the way we think. Something's wrong with that. So that's why we are go diaspora, because we are suffer no matter which way we turn. And just because of two records or two music, people believe everything is all right. It's not all right. And some people just use it to get popularity by saying one and two commentary about this, that, and move on. That help the poor suffering people to understand that, listen here, when I need to get up, when I need to get up, do a Mugabe, rip down the whole shanty town. Yeah. Go live on the beach for 6 months. Put the government under some duress. But we're not doing it. So we are suffer. We all make time for what we feel is important in our lives. We all make time for what we feel is important in our life. As human beings, all of us. So politician them and on a different people, are human beings, just that them have a position and a responsibility. And we does vote them in, them put themselves up there, and them say certain things, and we say, yeah, that one they sound good. But we don't hold none of them to account. And sometimes you have to ask yourself, why is that? And then I can tell you, because the Governor General, because colonialism hasn't gone anywhere. The Governor General them is British, or if it is a French province, is French, and they do as they are told. And I'm saying, since that be the case, don't vote for nobody. You understand? Don't vote for nobody. And then we can create our own Robin Hood. And we have to do something quick before the Queen move. We have to do something quick before the Queen move. There's no guarantee that what follows her is going to be lenient. No, that status needs to be maintained. So we need to do something quick. Since she's brought back some meddling around her within the family structure. We have to understand history, you know. So we have to catch it. No, she's here. If she put pen to paper, nothing can change. They won't allow it. You see? So, people, we'll try out something, and you will find see that we'll come good at it, and we'll be there in throughout the Caribbean islands. We'll be there with the understanding that we'll bring some news from the islands them, and we will continue to remind ourselves that there's a situation here that we need to be on top of. And other things that we're doing, we are part of, and we know that it's taking place, we'll bring it to your attention. The intention is 1 hour straight and move, because tomorrow, Friday, cultural expression. You see? So, and we'll look for our judge, Mr. Courtney, that is moving around the Caribbean islands and will shortly be residing in Barbados as a judge down there. And we will get to understand legally what is happening across the islands from a legal perspective. But this gun thing, this drugs thing, this loss of life, this youth life, and it's happening here, it seemed to be something by design. Because if the governments them not supporting the people, and the guns are coming in, and more than 70 years the shantytown, the houses scheme, and these things are still the same. The young people them don't feel so that is part of them. They're living in slums. And some people are coming to take advantage of their disadvantagement and breathing into their minds a means of having some things. And they don't see it that this murdering ain't really what they were cut out for. And maybe they're not the ones that are murdering one another. Who knows? And then we also got the problem with many of them decide to follow the American scammers. Problem again. So in England, we have to take care of this side. We will just read the news bulletins of what is happening across the islands there to bring that to the notification of those of us who are here, who ever listen or who hear it after and pass it on to other brethren and sisters, friends and neighbors. You know? So we reach out to our other radio station, popular radio station, and after we hear them, we'll try work with people, man. You see? So give thanks. The brother Muhammad, when I finish him, I'm sure on Tuesday we'll come back to him, because we have a whole heap of Muslim youth, young men, them, young women, that have some strong poetry, some strong lyrical content, and we don't put no beats to them. You see? Yeah. Islam this. So some of our young people them now that read poetry and things would understand that there's avenues out there, and they don't have to take their sister and undress her to have some popularity or have some audience. I could growing people succumb to that type of thought process and want to play music like that. Nah. Hey, producers, you see tomorrow? We wake up again, you understand? And we see we're having a good feel. You know, YouTuber have a good feel with we, because it seems like when I understand, say, we know. So as soon as there's some clearance and some understanding with the Facebook, I want to do all the right things when I'm supposed to do with the Facebook people them. Principal will start select and that field and put them out, put them cross there on Facebook. But me need to understand how to switch it on and switch it off. Because I don't want to be on Facebook. You see, really. So what I try to do is know how to switch it on and how to switch it off. You see? So without disturbing other things and so on. Because sometimes I talk and I look and I see a whole heap of sound man or sound things, you know. People that play like Joshaka and people that do things, you see. And me not against nobody. Let them people that do what them do. But I don't want to be part and parcel of a big setup that are going with something. So we will design how to promote your all music at particular intervals, as in a time list and so on. You know what I mean? And you'll appreciate it, because he will tell exactly what he might do or what he intends to do. But me personally, I want to know how to switch it on, how to switch it off. Switching it on is one thing, but switching it off temporarily until those occasions is part of the program, and switch it on. So if it's to be done on Friday, we switch it on Friday. If it's to be done on Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, we want to switch it on. You understand? That's what me I look upon. So the technology of that is what me I try to work out, and patience is what me have. And once me understand it, and the young people them around me understand it, we will deal with it accordingly, because I don't really want to be in any form of daggering and any rear and passa and all them something there. No. You see? So give thanks. Tomorrow we dip on the thing, right? Life teaches us to make good use of time. Wise time teaches us the value of life. So it's all about appreciation. It's all about looking within and examining what you're doing And then at the same time, you have to assess and evaluate. And that's what didn't happen. You see? Assess and evaluate. Don't get in the hype. And was trying to draw a card to go international. And up to now, I don't even know say if it's only one person listen me on a Tuesday and the same one person follow me and follow us, not me, follow us on Tuesday, and the same one person follow us on Friday. Me no know. Me no know. It's just people them who know principle and know me turn around and tell you, say, we are here, you know. We are here, you know. We're not going good. You see? And so on. Other than that, we don't know. We don't know, say, it's just one person. You understand? In 3 years. We don't know. You understand? So, love is lovely. War is kind of ugly, baby.
The work of the Lord is perfect, and the coming of his judgment.
Oh, more play I. Yo, Peckham.
Black, white, brown is your skin, man.
Natty Dread never run away.
Natty Dread ain't gonna run away.
The right time.
When the right time comes.
And you see this thing with me and Garvey. It's not me and Garvey, you know. It's me I say, like an instructor. The people them claim, many people there in England, especially London here, claim that them love Marcus Garvey. Them claim Marcus Garvey in many different facets. But them use Marcus Garvey as a talk shop. They not put no flesh on anything. They haven't understood how to give life to Marcus Garvey. And yet still, the philosophy and opinions is accessible to so many. And all those who speak and show and express them love for Marcus Garvey. You see? And other things them have. So could you imagine yourself, you should imagine yourself to be a student in those people, them classroom, their institution. What would you graduate in? You cannot see yourself graduating. Because them not getting an examination, number one. Them give you a whole heap of theory and no application, number two. And them don't even design a syllabus to offer institutions. Table it. But we must come and show that there was a sister that spent all her life developing such and working hard and squeezing the Jamaican educational body to implement the syllabus. And she died. She died. They didn't even commemorate her because the shame of knowing she spent all her life squeezing them, pleading, begging from all different parties, from all different prime ministers, and still came to England and plead to have that done. Just the institution of education accepting a syllabus based on Marcus Garvey, so that the young people that don't would not be like these old hawks, keep talking, and instead of building and come like Chronics and buy a plane or something. I have to use him because him allegedly him have a plane, me no know. Him group, his organization. You see? But instead of doing that, them being seduced by some Caucasians on some ship. So all the bands, them, all the performers, them, sail up and down and perform on the ship. Part of a tourism industry boost. Ignorance. Ignorance with a capital S. Ignorance. You see? And then the other side of them face, they do remember Marcus Garvey. And them do celebrate Marcus Garvey as an event. That's why the ambassadors and everybody can deal with this thing because it's embedded in our psyche. They don't do nothing for us in terms of our international economics. They don't do nothing for us in terms of international education. They don't do nothing for us in terms of our international presence and human rights at all. So we don't get no support internationally for our health. So why you have ambassadors? The ambassador them just to make sure that the British standard and is upheld. That's it. You want to talk about Arabs. You need to talk about Saudi Arabians and not Arabs. Because I'm telling you, you're disrespecting your own people. You want to talk about Arab slavery. So since you want to talk about Arab slavery, you love the fact that you're still a slave. You love it. You love it, man. All of you. You love that. There's no ship for Marcus Garvey. There's no reparation movement for Marcus Garvey. No repatriation for Marcus Garvey. And now all these US people are chat. Nobody don't go there and slap them and say, watch him, man. Clean them out when you talk about Marcus Garvey. Mind what you're saying when you talk about Marcus Garvey. Because them come and free uno. In a big way. 4 million plus. Eh? Is that true or false? You see? You're going to ask me, what would you want us to do? What do you mean? You know, see how we love Muhammad? Peace and blessing upon the Prophet. Don't you see? We not talk Elijah man, we not talk Fad man, and we keep telling you. You know, see how we love him? You don't see how we prepare to give his life for him? What do you think this is? You think it's a joke? That's serious and very real Al-Islam. Yeah? Nothing to do with no J. And you all have education and you know some history. Or you go follow something that just come 1628 and was instituted in 1630. On the backside, they have some sense for that. How is that possible? And today you're still running up your face with that thing. Nah. Something wrong, black people. Something seriously, seriously wrong. Because we have fallen in love with our oppressors. And we fail to acknowledge it. We fail to accept it. And we fail to turn and walk the other way. You understand? We fail to do it. When you find something about Islam and the Quran, you can talk to us. I mean, I say me, talk to us. Because one thing I'll tell you, the Quran cannot be deciphered like how people do the Bible. Me see this guy in America, the Senator guy. I try that. I pull piece here, there, and everywhere like how them do the Bible. Him going to find himself in a big problem. Him have a cheek to tell people, say he was a Muslim. No. He was a member of the Nation of Islam. You see? Yes. And you jump from there to something else. You jump from trying to be part of the Black Panther. And you couldn't make the criteria. And then you find yourself running around and you join the nation because you like the hot gossip. You like the steam, you like the heat. And you see yourself to be around, and this is to them Americans, him see himself to be a bodyguard, and Khaled never need him to be in a bodyguard. And many of them link themselves to Khalid Muhammad. And they have nothing to do with them. They were too small. Not small in height. Small in mind. They never spent time developing. They were just followers. They not develop themselves. That's one thing about the nation, You have to develop. You're not just there to follow. You have to develop. Again, you're not just there to follow. You have to develop. You have to. So those who are don'ts does not develop, obviously, because they're illiterate. Every man must know his spot and in place. Guidance. Listen.
The work of the Lord is perfect, and the coming of his judgment is soon. Make haste while you may. Tomorrow is another day. Children following Babylon day by day. Why would you fight against him, brother? Babylon, love Jaja children, so you got to love them well. Sing Babylon, love Jaja children, so you got to love them well. And watch it only time will tell. Babylon, love Jaja children, and what you got to love them well. So him take a vote against him mother, move ya! Don't come to fight against him brother. Why would take a vote against his mother? Just to go and fight out him brother. It's a trial and tribulation and pure persecution. Trial and tribulation and pure persecution. Babylon knows that children. Why may say you love them well?
What you gonna do when the Father stretch forth his hands to lead us forward to the promised land?
Then we'll be going to a land of happiness and joy, a land of peace, total togetherness, and may we walking together. Don't make them we love one another, to love the other children. And so I say to love them well. So make only time will tell.
See, time again, time will tell. Yo, we want to tell your friend them, you understand? Things in times, culture expression, roll into one. Same person. Yeah, we are dealing with Tuesday. We are dealing with Thursday. but we're not sure yet. But we are there with Tuesday, Thursday. Thursday is a conversation, and Friday, cultural expression. Followed by notification, you will get that on Facebook, and we'll work out how to post that also on YouTube. You see? Our schedule. You see? So the Thursday one is all current affairs. It's all about us in the Caribbean, in the diaspora news, right? Upfront news, the problems, the situation that take place with us here and everything. So we are gonna post it. We will put that up on Facebook, and we'll find a way of putting it up on YouTube. So there, so people can see the schedule. You understand? Because we intend to do something and work with other people that try to do something for us, not just music. Because my music ain't like their music. Why may I say that? It's messages we are dealing with. We are dealing with a scriptural thing. Yeah. So I keep saying guidance, me I go away, and me I go away now, right? But me don't want to go away like this. Me want to go away with the morals. Yeah, rise and shine and give God the glory. Another morals, you know, what me say that for? Are the gladiators. I should play morals. See a prayer time. Yes, my brethren, Jimmy Polo. Me soon come back on the Facebook. Ease up. Don't worry, man. Tune in on the YouTube. Yeah, man. And save the thing. And you see Best and Principles still there. So if you want to listen to the sounds them on Fridays, man. But the YouTube, the Facebook, we are work with it. We are trying to understand few things. And we up there legal like the rest of people them that up there. We see some people them up there got 2,000 and 3,000 viewers when them come in. Yeah? One brother just come in and do 1 hour quick. You see? And it's not even a brother. It's a Caucasian. Yeah? It's bang. You see? They have a big following. Run turntable and everything. But we're not in that. We just want to come and promote the artists them that's out there and strengthen the distributors and so on. So my brethren, wait for it and send me some of your stuff, you know. Link me so you know how to send it. That's all you have to do. Don't wait for me to play basketball. My body I broke down. But we have some good students out here, I tell you. There's some real good students. They might get scholarship. We have 9 of them. We had 7, now we add 2 more to it. So we have 9 beautiful young men. Yeah, man. Educationally good, bright. Yeah, man. Proficient, but basketball talent, very talented. And God bless them and their families. Assalamu alaikum, guidance, gone.